Hello, everyone. We are going to give it just another minute or two for everyone to trickle in. So, if you haven't already, go grab a little bevy, some coffee. I'm drinking a Celsius right now. I need the extra energy today. Happy Wednesday, everyone. And yeah, looks like people are still trickling in. So, we'll give it another minute or two before we kick off. Okay, it looks like we have some more people joining in. I hope you all are having an amazing and fabulous Wednesday. Um, Erin asked in the chat, "What is a Celsius drink, Mia?" A Celsius is the best of the best energy drinks. I have only drank Celsius, so if you guys have other like better for you energy drink recommendations, do tell. Do tell. My favorite flavor is the orange. I live and breathe for the orange Celsius. Okay, blueberry Red Bull, not good for you, but so good. Okay, amazing, everyone. Well, drop in the chat where you guys are tuning in from today. I'm joining y'all from Orlando, Florida. It is a nice sunny day out today. It's definitely a lot sunnier than what it has been recently because we definitely got hit with Hurricane Debbie. Now we are on the up and up. It is sunny again. Okay, Nashville, Tennessee. I love that. Chicago. I actually used to live in Chicago. So hello, Megan. New Zealand. I love that. Toronto, New Jersey. I also used to live in New Jersey. Amazing. Okay, everyone. Well, let's go ahead and just dive right in while more people are joining us. So today, everyone, welcome to Whale Watching, our Triple Whale webinar series. Today's topic is 4 tips for building a seamless customer journey. After today, y'all are going to be hearing from our experts live to talk about their customer journey, best practices, tips, and tricks. After today, all of you amazing brand owners, founders, and operators will be able to level up that customer journey and to build an amazing and exceptional customer experience. Today's speaker lineup is Chef's Kiss. Fantastic. My name is Mia Healy. I will be your host and your MC for today. And joining us from Just Uno, we have SJ. From Customer, we have Carly. From Loyalty Lion, we have Freya. And from Triple Whale, joining us today, we have the lovely Erin. And that is not all, folks. It would not be whale watching if we didn't spice things up. So today we have some amazing giveaway items courtesy of our speakers. So in order to win these giveaway items, you might be asking yourself, Mia, how can I take home that Hexclad pan? How can I take home that Sunny Life floaty? All you got to do is stay engaged in that chat. The more engaged you are, the more likely you will be able to take home these amazing giveaway items. Because the way that I will be choosing our giveaway winners is literally by just blindly scrolling in the chat. So the more engaged you are in the chat, the more likely you will be to take home one of these giveaway items. So like I said, keep the chat engagement up. If you have any questions, drop those in the chat. If you have any comments or anything like that, drop that in the chat. Okay, and with further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right started. So joining me up on stage, we have SJ from Just Uno. SJ, welcome to the stage. Everyone, SJ is the partner marketing manager over at Just Uno and collabs with users and partners to create a shopping experience that meets expectations from both the merchant and the end customer. Hello, SJ. How are you today, my love?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I'm excited to be here.
I know. I'm so excited to have you joining us today. So, without further ado, SJ, go ahead and pull up your screen, and the stage is all yours, my love.
Amazing. I do see, guys, that my little internet thing keeps going to red, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but I'll have my slides up and it will be me talking. Let me turn that off for a sec. Okay, cool. No interruption. So, yes, SJ here from Just Uno. Today I'm going to talk about a tip that comes from the on site point of view. And at Just Uno, we are all about conversions and getting someone to the final point of checkout in a matter of ways, mostly through pop ups and data that we're seeing. So, today's tip from Just Uno is to address objection points on site head on, which may seem like you are already doing that in other channels, but on your website, that's a different story. So I have a little agenda here of what I'll get into. Of course, cart abandonment flows on site and what that can look like for you. Non-incentive and advanced strategies for those that don't really want to go down that discount route. And then I'll get into personalizing, which is we all hear about, you have to personalize this and that. So I'm going to point out some key ways or data points that you'll use to personalize that we've seen be super effective. So please throw any questions you have for me in chat. I can get to it in the chat or as I'm talking today. So I just want to set the stage for like what I'm kind of referring to when I think about these experiences where we're seeing those objections come through in the form of cart abandonment or just simply exiting your website. So just so you know, we build experiences for your website with pop-ups, and it's all based off of different conditions that you have to actually trigger this. So it's not just you kind of showing up a pop-up all wild on your website. It is based off of what you know about the visitor, whether it be a previously purchased item or what they browsed, or it can be more general, like knowing their geolocation or the last ad that they interacted with, kind of thing. So just setting the stage here of like, this is what I mean by building an experience and then injecting those messages that help you address those objections on site. So objections on site, to me, that is like someone leaving because of the price, right? Someone leaving because maybe they don't have enough trust in that return policy that you have, or they're simply just not finding it. So everyone will have their own type of objection when it comes to cart abandonment. So with cart abandonment, it's also the number one revenue generating segment. So when you combine that, knowing like everyone is going to have their own reason for abandoning cart, and also that it is a very valuable segment, they have a lot of intent, that just takes us to want to engage with them to make the most out of that visit. Like the last thing you want is to wait for your other channels to activate to actually get a message out there when you can address it in the real-time moment on site with perfect messaging. And we think about conversion in a way of like, we do want to convert to get them to checkout, right? And getting that money in the bank for you. But there's also those micro conversion moments that will lead to you creating a really seamless experience. And seamless means like you are plugging in those gaps in between every click on your website. Reminder, we're just coming from the website end right now. And filling those gaps, you're creating something seamless, and you're also engaging with this high intent buyer at various points. So typically you'll have a cart abandoner, maybe email flow, right? So here we're showcasing in this life cycle that you actually want to have a cart abandonment pop up in that first session when someone is going to leave. That's like the most basic approach to a cart abandonment pop up, but you can get more segmented in that based off of what it is they're abandoning in your cart or how much they're abandoning in your cart, for example. So let's say they leave, right? Or they stay to purchase. We then have these retargeting campaigns, which is where your email comes into play, maybe your social ads, your partnerships with different creators and influencers that comes into play. And it's all being driven to your website, right? All that traffic, we're really trying to get into that D2C mode and creating a really unique and memorable experience. But in the end, they end up abandoning as well. So this is that return abandonment pop-up scenario where ideally we don't want to be showing the same cart abandonment message on and on. That just takes away the value or I guess I'm thinking FOMO of it all. Like if they're just going to think they can see it every time. So that's where strategy comes into play. And we'll get into some examples later. And then finally, we want to get them to purchase. So come on. Okay, great. So we'll look at some examples here and then we'll get into the non-incentive examples. But I just wanted to point out one of the most basic ones you could implement and kind of what that looks like on the conversion rate, which we're looking at conversion rate because that's like the final tell of them becoming a customer, right? So we're kind of in that mode of getting them to become a customer and what that whole journey looks like. So a classic flow is they've added something to cart and then they've behaved in a certain way, whether they've been idle on the page, maybe they've traveled 3 pages and they are exiting a category page, something like that. That's all based off of data that you know about how people are behaving on your website and knowing when they're dropping off. So in this example, we have a really cute design here by Lambs and Ivy by the Growth Gurus team. And they are providing a very simple offer here, but making it super branded and triggered at their unique moment. So every site is going to be different. And also every device type is going to be different. Someone that is on desktop may be abandoning cart after 4 pages traveled versus on mobile, maybe someone's only traveling 2 pages and then they're dropping off from cart abandonment. So that's where we're looking at data and we're modifying this really basic cart abandonment message on the website. The second one I'll call out was that part 2 of the cycle where someone is visiting from your retargeting campaigns. So this is a classic, someone coming from an email, right? And typically we're not really taking, or I don't see examples of us taking them to super curated pages, which makes sense. That's a lot of time on you. And it's something that you do have to sit out and strategize a bit. So this is where your return cart abandonment offer comes into play. And with this Tipsy Elves example, what we're looking at is offering not only something that's limited, but also using their unique code. So there's a couple layers to that code that you can consider with cart abandonment and that tracking of that. If you have your email, typically you can send that coupon code in the URL or in some manner where just, could read that in a way. Or you could simply have a different code in your cart abandoner pop-up and then track how many times that is used. That's where I'll direct you just to be able to monitor performance, because I am all about like the data will tell you if people are engaging with it or not and where you need to pivot, whether it's simply turning something off or setting up an A/B test. And then ultimate goal, of course, is getting them to the final page. So I'll take you into a non-incentive and advanced strategies land. And this is where like we do get more strategic in site navigation, getting someone from point A to point B, AKA those micro conversions I talked about earlier. And it isn't all about, giving them a sweet offer or giving them the best offer. In these cases that we see here, it's more about giving them a next action they can take that's based off of data we know about that segment or just in general about like why someone may be abandoning cart. One of my favorites here is, the find a store is awesome. That's going to be something that syncs with geolocation. Full returns or full refund kind of assurances are really great to build that trust when someone may be leaving. And it could just be that on your mobile site, maybe that isn't as clear as it is on your desktop. And that's where this pop-up comes into play. We're not trying to disrupt the journey at all. We're just reacting based off of behavior in a really proactive way, because you would already have this kind of flow set up in that experience that I mentioned earlier. I love this reviews one that you'll see here. One thing I'll call out with these non-incentive and advanced strategies is the CTA does not always have to take them to the cart or checkout page. I mean, that's pretty typical, right? If someone's abandoning, let's take them there immediately. In some cases, we're actually trying to highlight reviews and giving that social proof the attention that it deserves. I find often like that review section it's at the bottom of a page, or maybe it's a little hidden to kind of get to. But having that powerful statement of like, we have this many reviews on Amazon and this many on our website, and then being able to go shop there, that's just a testament to their omni-channel approach and what was a priority for them. So when you consider this cart abandonment direction, like, yes, we do want to keep them in sight, but also really encourage you to incorporate omni-channel approaches and like where you want to direct someone to in that moment. And with experiences and kind of setting up these workflows, and just, you do have that flexibility. So you can kind of set it up once, update it as needed. I mentioned personalizing earlier, so I'll point out these top data points you'd want to use. Of course, geo-targeting, but consider communities, not just maybe where your highest orders are coming from, but communities that you're seeing pop up on social or just through your different kind of marketing through channels. If you're using SMS, I love that as a way to like ask a question and then just have them respond, with one letter as the response to understand what it is that they're interested in, what they would be into, and then use that to really target to get that attention into those communities for those cart abandoners. It doesn't always have to be about getting that conversion. And maybe if it's a bigger purchase item, has a larger price tag, then that's where you would want to kind of nurture that experience a little bit more and not be so offer heavy. Of course, cart data, I mentioned this one earlier. So we have past and current session data that you can always call back to. And with cart data, it is like the brand kind of knows best at that point. Like, to you, does it make sense to actually reference it based off of the current data? Or are we looking at like a 90-day window? We'll get into referencing and associating with spend preference. So that's like everyone's doing a quiz, or at least you should be trying to gather more visitor data that can then translate into that customer journey. So this is kind of thinking ahead of time, right? We want to be knowing maybe who they're shopping for, different sizes they're interested in, maybe why they purchased or how they heard about you. Things like that is what you can also put in place of getting that sale right away. You can prioritize initiating that feedback loop to get more insight to ideally influence the campaigns you'll have later in these cart abandoners. And then, of course, browsing behavior. So this is where we get into source targeting. And, I would want to serve up a different cart abandoner for someone that's coming from a paid ad versus someone that's coming from my email list and has already purchased. So that's something that can tell you more about browsing behavior, like where they landed from that session, and also like what other main or priority data points do you already have on them. So if we see someone abandoning and we actually don't have any kind of email or SMS on them, and they visited a couple times, maybe that's where we need to initiate getting them into a different channel to then get to that conversion point. That's just going to take a few more touch points. So key spots here that I'm always recommending to clients, and to really yes, of course, set up and get that initial 30 days of data, but also to A/B test out of that. Right now it's August, we're pushing it, but you still have a good solid 30 days where you could get data off of all of this pre-holiday traffic session. And I'll complete this by just showcasing marketing automation and kind of what that can look like for you. So it's using something like a template, and then it's modifying a template where you're able to specify what segment within that segment you want to target. And we're all about the data too. So along with, of course, what you may see in Triple Whale, you're able to see the analytics that relate to that campaign specifically, that pop up, who's seeing it, and how they're behaving in terms of conversion, engagement, and what that time frame is looking like for them. So I will wrap it up with that. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We do have this sweet free website conversion audit, which if it were me and I was working for a brand, I would really try to pivot that into focusing on areas of opportunity for cart abandonment, whether it's, trying to do a deep dive into a certain channel or source and why they have a higher cart abandonment, versus someone that is a returning customer and what we can do to get them to the next step.
Amazing. Thank you so much, SJ. That was so knowledgeable and so good. I loved always what you were saying about personalization and data, like such important aspects. And before I let you go, we actually have a few questions. So the first question I actually thought of that I have for you. So I'm really curious, what's the best way to improve the way that we're getting feedback and reviews from customers?
What's the best way to improve?
Yes.
To improve, I would say don't be scared to have like many places to get that feedback in many ways, whether it's kind of a quiz attached to your initial lead capture, something you introduce post purchase, or kind of as mentioned here in a cart abandoner approach. Like
Right.
those are all 3 points that someone will fall into in like different stages in their journey. So definitely adding more spots for that. And then changing up how you ask the question. I know that's like a general copy update,
Yeah.
but kind of speaking to your audience, as we all say, a bit more, whether it's a little bit more casual, kind of leading into something that's simple versus something that's, I don't want to say overly branded, but just heavy on the branding.
Right. Definitely. Okay, cool. And then the last question that I have for you is from Kim. And Kim is asking, do people respond more to an SMS text than a pop-up?
Oh, that's a great question. I wouldn't know the SMS stats off the top of my head, but with our pop ups, we do see higher engagement ranging anywhere from 30 to 50%. And engagement can be different things depending on the design that you go with. So
Right.
if you have a CTA, if you have something that they can click through, a quiz, for example. So knowing that engagement, you can get away with a lot more on the website versus, kind of the limit of those one-on-one conversations in SMS. But I will say, like, each channel supports each channel, and the website is the biggest supporter of those other flows you have off-site. So if that pop-up doesn't resonate, you're warming them up for your other touch points in email, SMS that have their own flows and strategies.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And there's a few more questions in the chat if you want to go ahead and take those offline. But before I let you go, SJ, we are going to go ahead and choose a winner for your giveaway item. So without further ado, the winner today is Kim. Congratulations, Kim. You are taking home the Sunny Life Pool Floaty, courtesy of Just Uno. Congratulations.
Heck yes, Kim. We'll connect later. Thank you.
Of course. See you later, SJ. It was so glad having you on stage. All right, everyone, we are going to keep things moving. So next up, joining me on stage, we have Carly, the head of partnerships over at Customer. So Carly, come on up. Like I said, Carly is the head of partnerships at Customer, where she leverages her extensive experience in building and nurturing strategic relationships to drive growth. Carly has a proven track record of leadership and partnership roles across several SaaS organizations in the CX and MarTech space. Hello, Carly. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. I feel like I'm super close to the camera. It's different than before, so sorry.
It always like zooms in so much. Like I'm sitting so far away from my camera right now.
Me too. I was like caught off guard, but hey guys, you get to see me up close and personal.
Yes, exactly. We love it. Carly, if you want to go ahead and pull up your screen, the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Well, it's great to be here. And SJ, I love that content. I feel like obviously with Tripleware, well, leading the charge here, but data is definitely something we're all going to be talking about a lot, I'm sure, and integrations. And I loved all that content. So great to hear from you. My name is Carly with a C actually, but I thought it was kind of funny that you all on the first slide, it was probably an error, but swap the C with a K because that's a very customer thing to do. We're obviously customer with a K. So we call ourselves like the crew with a K. So I got a laugh out of that. But I am, as Mia mentioned, I'm the head of partnerships here at Customer. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this. Mine's going to be a little bit of a step back, slightly higher level and focused around this sort of phrase we have at Customer, which is around customer service starts at hello, not help, and kind of how we can achieve that. Fun fact, I actually just joined Customer about 3 months ago. And this was a big part of why I joined. This tagline actually resonated with me. Demonstrates a lot about kind of our product, our company as a whole, what we're trying to accomplish for our customers. So I am also seeing that Wi-Fi alert. So I'm hoping maybe someone can flag to me if I start skipping and I can too turn off my my video if I need to. Cool. Well, I'm going to take a step back and kind of set the stage a little bit and talk about the industry and expectations from the consumer and how that plays a part. So looking at the modern consumer, the modern buyer, we can see the journey for them has become really complex and complicated, right? At one point, it was really simple. I mean, we all probably remember this old buyer journey, right? Where you maybe just went to a store and you made a purchase, or maybe you did some research online, you made a purchase, and then you engage with a brand or supplier after you made that purchase. Maybe you had an issue, a concern, a question. That's very different today, as we all know. So, even before you think you want to buy something, right, you're being served up content from a ton of different channels that are trying to sell you, influence you on a product or a brand. You can make a purchase in so many different places, right? I mean, we have Amazon, we have TikTok Shop, Shop Pay, like just directly on a brand's website. The options are endless. And we're seeing that 80% of consumers have actually shopped across 3 different channels in the last 6 months. I would say I've probably done that in the last 2 days. I mean, kids are going back to school, so lots of purchases, but this could mean you've maybe made a purchase on TikTok, you've bought something directly on a website, you've gone into a store, right? Lots of different places. And the products and services being sold are now expanding well beyond where they were traditionally just listed in maybe 1 or 2 places. With this, there's a ton of challenges from the customer service perspective, right? Is only about 12% of those platforms are actually integrated with each other. And obviously tools like Triple Whale are helping with a lot of that. But I think this can lead to a really poor customer service experience, which is what we're going to focus on today. So we've seen how confusing this is on the consumer side. What does this mean for the customer service agent who's trying to support the brand from the customer service side, right? The problem is, well, all these buying options have developed. There's a multitude of different systems that companies are investing in, right, in order to make this possible, and also to try to better understand the consumer, their preferences, their buying habits, et cetera. This makes things really disconnected on the agent side. They're operating from, on average, 7 to 10 different windows. There's multiple screens in order to service one problem or solve one ticket that comes in. And when you're trying to run automations in a really disconnected system, or also when you're trying to leverage AI, right, it's almost impossible. And it's really not a scalable way to solve these problems. So if we're looking at this, then let's switch kind of over to the customer and their perspective on the buyer journey, right? That over the last 2 years, I mean, we talked about how the buying journey's changed, right, and all that early on. But over the last 2 years, the customer has changed their expectations of the brand. And we call that the now customer, right? The customer that's out there today in the now and what they expect. But 41% of customers are actually switching brands because they're not getting a level of personalized service or support. And that's a pretty staggering number, right? If you're treating customers like a ticket or just like a problem you have to solve, rather than truly connecting and understanding who they are and what they really need and want, 41% of those customers are going to look somewhere else the next time they go to make a purchase. And think about, right, all that you did as a business to get them to make that first purchase. You don't want to lose that, right? 75% of customers are actively, and whether this is fair or not, comparing you to shopping at a place like Amazon, right? Where it's easy and seamless and you're not having to wait long periods of time to issue a return or get an answer to a question or a concern you have. 83% expect an immediate response when they reach out, right? With 67% of customers preferring self-service over actually getting on the phone and speaking to someone. I personally often like to speak to people, but for more complex things, yes. And you're calling in, you're saying speak to a representative, right? A lot of those times. But for repetitive tasks like, hey, where's my order? Or what's your return policy? All those types of questions. The more we can automate that and allow someone to get that answer more quickly and without actually speaking to someone, that's what the consumer wants generally. So we've looked at the technical problems for the agent as well as, right, the expectations of the consumer. Now let's look at the business challenges this creates for the customer service organization. So the challenge for the businesses themselves is trying to better connect with their customers really, quickly and effectively in a personalized way. As I mentioned earlier, these systems we talked about on the agent side are pretty disconnected, which is then leading to a disconnected view of the customer for the business, which makes it hard to service them in that way that they want and expect to be serviced. If I don't truly understand who you are from one system to the next, I'm not taking a holistic view of who you are as a consumer to us as a business. Maybe I want to look at someone's loyalty tier, right? We have loyalty line here. Or I want to know when they were last reached out to by the marketing team and how, what's their lifetime value, right? All of these data points should be something that I'm able to easily gather and then better surface my customers with this data. I should know the context of why someone might be reaching out before they even reach out, right? You never want the conversation to start with like, what's your order number? This happens all the time though. And it's really frustrating for the consumer. I always think like when it's me, I'm like, they should know this, right? And so remember that this idea that customer service starts at hello, not help, which is what we're really trying to solve for. And to truly do that, you have to have the data and insights on who the customer is, right? We talked about that personalized service, how important it is. 41% of people will switch if they don't feel like they're having a personalized experience with you and your brand. And what that means is from the business perspective, we really have to get out of this approach and this mindset of, starting the customer service conversation with, hey, thanks for reaching out. Can I have your order number? And more, we should be taking a proactive approach. Maybe, hey, I know you're having a problem. I'm working on it and I will let you know once it's resolved. So people are spending their hard-earned money with businesses today, right? And they want to make sure they feel valued. It's supernatural. Another thing to talk about is just the overall way that like a contact center and customer service teams have operated, right? From a shared inbox. What are you going to work on first if you're in that shared inbox? You're going to work on the easiest task first, right? Because we're driven off metrics that are being measured against average handle time to resolution. If I can get somebody an easy answer back quickly, then I'm probably going to get a higher CSAT score. So when you're working from a shared inbox, this is leading to problems that are leaving those more complex, challenging issues to go unanswered sometimes. And those are the people that are getting the most frustrated, right? And we're not creating that great experience for them. So we need to find a way to properly route those conversations or tickets to people that can then support the right thing. So kind of where we're going to end, and I think kind of the takeaway here, right, from this is, how do you solve this? And we talked a little bit about it. Obviously, data is really important, but organizations are going to solve this by taking that data-driven approach and bringing it to their customer service, right? So leveraging a platform like Customer to bring all the data in. This is going to allow for businesses to add efficiencies to operation, right? Provide that connected experience for customers and agents and meet the customer expectations where they are today. So when you have that data structure that business can operate from, it allows automation and AI to play a role in its operation with confidence, right? That that's operating from a really solid source of truth. And ultimately, you give the customer the highly personalized experience they're looking for. The agent's truly able to help the customer and provide that positive experience that will make them want to come back and shop with you again, which at the end of the day, right, that's what we want. And this moves us away from that sort of legacy ticket-based, just checking a box approach that might have worked, back when the buying experience was very different, right? That very simple model we looked at, but bringing customer service to where we are today from the buying approach. So yeah, I feel like I talked really fast. I always talk fast, but awesome. That's what I have. I have my information here. I want to make sure that I'm leaving you with my email address, and y'all can definitely reach out. Excited to give away some pans too, but I think we have some time for questions. I didn't look in the chat, so I'm happy, Mia, to chat with you a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, amazing presentation. Something that specifically stood out to me was when you were talking about being where your customers are, because the way that a customer prefers to reach out to customer support is so different from everyone. Like, you have one person that prefers to call in, you have another person that would prefer to chat. Like, I'm the person that prefers to chat. If I can just like chat with someone real quick and get it solved as fast and easy as possible, that is my preferred method. But I know that there's so many people out there that are like, let me talk to a real person, let me just call them. So customer support really is the customer experience. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say if we have a bad customer support experience with a brand, it just completely deters us from wanting to shop with them again in the future. Customer support really does go such a long way. So I love everything that you were emphasizing in this presentation. It really resonated with me as a consumer as well. So there's a couple questions here. And the first question that I'm curious to know is, in your opinion, why is data so important to customer experience and for building a seamless interaction with a customer?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. And I think when you're, and it's fun being with this group, right? Because there's a lot of great technologies. Obviously, my role in partnerships is all about how we work. Is a lot about how we work with technology partners and integrate our platforms together. I think for us, a lot of what customer focuses on is how do you pull all the different channels, right? Like I think I alluded to, like, okay, thinking about loyalty, right? How do you know that the person that you're interacting with, are they part of your loyalty program? What tier are they in your loyalty program, right? Like that's really helpful data to understand about somebody. Is our marketing team actively reaching out to this person? Like what was the last touch point? Are they texting us in another channel or reaching out on Facebook Messenger, or like all these different things? Have they left a review, right? And is that something that we want to engage with? I think that's where it gets really important to be able to have all of that surfaced, even though that's all happening in different places, right? You're using maybe Loyalty Line for your loyalty, but to be able to see that in customer as a customer service platform and understand that person holistically is really powerful and important, I think, in how we interact with the consumer at the end of the day.
1,000%. And we just got like 3 questions all centered around AI. So I'm going to kind of combine some of them. So I'm really curious about the first question that I'm curious about is how customer utilizes AI in terms of like chat campaigns, for example, and how customer is providing AI for brands. And then I have a follow-up question for that, but I'll start with that one.
Okay, yeah. And I'm also happy I'm seeing a lot come in, so I can jump in the chat when the next person starts to be cognizant of time. But yeah, I mean, AI is incredibly important. I think everybody's talking about it, right? But using AI to help the agents better service the consumer, right? Like you're thinking about how do I make it not take away the human? I mean, I think there's a lot of chatter out there of like, do you not need a person? Well, a lot of times you still do, but I think AI is making the individual a lot more powerful with what data surfaced for them, so they can respond in a way that makes sense to help with a lot of these flows we're talking about. There's a lot of power behind utilizing AI in a customer service platform to be able to respond to a lot of those like less complex conversations, and then also surface a lot of information about the person that really personalizes that interaction. So we've got a lot. AI is pretty much in every part of our product, and actually we've got some launches here in our future around it, but we've got some exciting stuff that we're using inside the platform today.
Yeah, I love that. And you had mentioned maintaining that personalization as well, which leads me to the next question from Megan. So Megan is asking, with personalization being such a big influence on customers, what is the happy medium for utilizing AI and real customer service reps while maintaining that personal feel?
Yeah, that's great. I think a lot of it comes back to, and I'm almost speak again, I'm newer to customer, but I'll almost speak from like my perspective, as I've also worked in loyalty and SMS marketing and other places too. But I think a lot of it centers around how does the consumer want to be communicated with, right? So like the more we know about the person, like I alluded to, I don't know, I might be weird, but I like to talk to people a lot of times. People that work with me know that I love to just hop on the phone. So a lot of times for me, I mean, unless it's something super simple that I can find really easily, and I'm like, oh, I'm just not finding it on the site, let me just chat. Oftentimes I do pick up the phone, but for a lot of people, that's not the case, right? And they want the quickest resolution to their question. And so that's, I think, where we can use that data that we're collecting on you as a consumer to understand how you want to be communicated with, and then build that response based on that, so that it's a really, hey, Carly maybe wants to actually pick up the phone. Let's help make that easy for her. But maybe Mia just wants to chat and like wants a bot to respond and give her the quickest answer, right? Or the human on the other end of that chat. So I think a lot of it's just about understanding who the consumer is and then being able to provide that experience for them.
Definitely. And it really goes back to just being everywhere your customers are as well, in order to service, all of those different customer expectations and needs.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Carly. Before I let you go, let's go ahead and choose a winner for this HexCloud pan. I'm so jealous of whoever gets this, because I want a HexCloud pan so bad.
I am too.
Right?
Awesome.
Okay, so let's go ahead and choose this winner. And our winner today is Megan Sandoval. Congratulations, Megan. You will be taking home a HexCloud pan courtesy of Carly from Customer.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Megan. Thank you, Mia.
Of course, Carly. We will chat soon, my dear. All right, everyone. So next up, we have our very own amazing Triple Whale colleague joining me on stage. So joining me on stage, we have Erin, who was recently promoted. So let's give a round of applause in the chat. Erin was just promoted to Senior Tech Partner Manager today. So yay, big congratulations. Hello, Erin. How are you doing, my love?
Now I'm blushing. Oh my God.
Yes.
Why did you have to do that? Is this being recorded?
Yes, it's well deserved. You deserve all of the praise.
Oh, thank you.
Well, with that said, everyone, the stage is all yours. Erin, go ahead and take it away, my dear.
Perfect. Let me just share my screen. Can everyone see my screen? Just gonna thumbs up. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you for that intro, Mia. Still blushing, but as Mia mentioned, so my name is Erin Watt, and I am one of the tech partner managers here at Triple Whale, and I am tuning in from Toronto, Canada. So just a little special shout out to any of my fellow Canadians that are also joining us. And today, so I'm going to be sharing 4 tips on building a seamless customer journey, along with some actual takeaways that you can actually start implementing right away. But before we actually dive into that, I just would love to address a question that might be on some of your minds. What exactly is Triple Whale? Okay, so the way that I see Triple Whale as your e-commerce BFF, your ride or die companion, here to celebrate your business's successes and also help you tackle those unforeseen challenges of your online store. So Triple Whale is an all-in-one analytics tool that consolidates all of your data into one user-friendly centralized dashboard, but it also integrates with all major ad channels and platforms like think Shopify, Google, Meta, and we also integrate with tools like Klaviyo and ShipBob so that it can provide just with a really holistic view of who your customers are, where they came from, what they bought, and of course, how much it costs to acquire them. And today, Triple Whale is proudly the source of truth for 20,000 plus Shopify and Shopify Plus stores. And here are just a few of some of the amazing brands that we get to work with daily, achieving some really impressive results as Triple Whale customers. So brands like Milk Bar, Doe Lashes, Obby, and Portland Leather are just a few examples. If anybody here wants to learn more about their success or even maybe just explore some other brands, we do have a whole section of case studies on our website. All right, so now that we have a better understanding of Triple Whale, let's dive into the exciting part of today's presentation. So as we all know, the e-commerce market continues to grow, with e-commerce sales expecting to reach $8 trillion by 2027. And brands that are building really great businesses on an e-commerce platform aren't just looking for a customer to make a single sale. They're looking for those lifelong customers. So in today's presentation, I want to explore with you why crafting a standout customer journey is just super critical in setting your brand apart from competition. But I'll also share 4 tips in creating an unforgettable customer journey that keeps those customers coming back again and again. But before we dive into those tips, let's just start addressing the big why. Okay, so why is a well-crafted customer journey so important? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Not only does it boost customer satisfaction, engagement, and conversions by delivering that personalized and seamless experience, but it also increases retention and loyalty. It helps you stand out from the competition. It will enhance your customer lifetime value, and it also creates organic brand advocates. So let's dive a little bit deeper into these 4 different points. So the first, how does a well-crafted customer journey improve retention and loyalty? Well, by creating a memorable and positive experience at every touch point, it just fosters a strong emotional connection with customers and satisfies customers we know are more likely to return and become those brand advocates. We also know that a well-crafted customer journey can help you stand out from the competition. So by offering a seamless and memorable experience, you create a unique, engaging connection that really just resonates with customers and, of course, set your brands apart from the competition. We also know that a seamless and enjoyable customer journey encourages repeat engagement, so boosting that customer lifetime value. So this just leads to more frequent purchases. You get also higher average order values and increased revenue, which will also help to drive substantial growth as well too for the business. And then lastly, we'll talk about word of mouth and marketing advocacy. So a satisfied customer is just that much more likely to share their positive experiences with their friends, their family, and also their followers on social media. So when a customer enjoys a memorable journey, they will become passionate about the brand, and they will start promoting your brand organically. So becoming that brand advocate. And this kind of word of mouth marketing is incredibly valuable for DTC brands because not only does it reduce customer acquisition costs, but it also will attract higher quality leads as well too. Okay, so now that we know why the customer journey is so important, let's begin on focusing on some tips that will help you set your brand apart from your competition. So our first tip for today is all about personalizing the experience, which Just Uno has talked a little bit about as well. So it's really more than just knowing your customer's name. It's all about knowing who they are. And every customer has unique needs, and understanding their preferences to deliver tailored experiences that resonate them is just a really great way to keep things personal. The best way to do this is to collect data about your customers at each stage of the journey. So think of the acquisition stage, the onboarding stage, education stage, engagement, and also retention. So you can really use creative ways to collect zero-party data, like even fun quizzes and surveys, which can be super engaging for your customers and also increase the likelihood of participation just compared to those traditional data collection methods. So think about tools like Just Uno, which can enhance your personalization efforts by delivering those targeted pop-ups and banners and create highly relevant messaging to drive conversions, something that SJ just presented to us today. Additionally, also, they will help you automate workflows and can send personalized messages based on website behavior, streamlining visitor engagement at every touch point. So it's just some really great ideas on how to keep things really personal for your customers. And now tip number 2, leverage data to understand customer preferences. So combining first-party data, so think product views, your purchases, with zero-party data from customers will create really powerful insights. This is where I believe the magic really truly starts happening. So with Triple Whale, you can merge these data sources to gain a complete understanding of the customer journey from that first interaction point to the point of retention. So by analyzing your customer's top conversion paths, you can begin to now focus on the flows that actually drive the most purchases. And then our product analytics tool allows you to drill down by product, which will help to reveal which items are most frequently purchased next. This will just enable you to create and send more relevant targeted ads, leading to faster and more frequent conversions. So now that you've gained a deeper understanding of your customer journey, including those top conversion paths and frequently purchased items, you then can start leveraging Triple Whale's smart customer data platform just to create precise customer segments. So this is just a really powerful tool that will allow you to target and also micro-target specific groups, ensuring that they receive the right messages at the right time. And with hundreds, and I mean hundreds of data points available for each customer, the potential for sophisticated targeting is honestly endless. And we all know that when a customer receives relevant and targeted ads, that they're just more likely to engage because they feel seen and understood. And then by leveraging your customer data along with tools like a product analytics tool or even a customer data platform, you can now just deliver personalized experiences that also resonate and drive results. And tip number 3, be proactive with your customer support. So our lovely Carly with a C did mention a huge part of being proactive with your customer support. You know, just some really quick math for you. Lifetime customers equals anticipating your customers' needs before they even realize them. As someone who loves being pleasantly surprised by the brand, like the brand providing me with an answer before I even ask the question, I really can't stress enough how important this is. When a brand can read my mind, it is that kind of like simple magic that really keeps me back from wanting to go more and shop more with that brand. So a really, really, really important equation when it comes to thinking about our lifetime customers. But what does it actually mean to be proactive with your customer support? So being proactive means anticipating and addressing potential issues or needs before the customer even has to ask. And I have also provided a couple of examples that are just effective ways of achieving this. So the first, analyze your customer data and behaviors. So analyze things like their common questions or even the purchase history to identify like potential issues or questions before they arise. Next, you want to provide resources such as like a comprehensive facts section or a detailed product guide, or even like what we talked about just earlier, AI-powered chat box to address common questions. So the easier it is for customers to find the information they need, the more they can trust your brand, leading to higher retention rates. And then finally, just being able to utilize a customer support platform, think tools like Customer to unify interactions across channels and deliver seamless support. So tools like Customer can also help with just being more proactive with your support by sending automated follow-ups, offering personalized product suggestions, and once again, answering pre-purchase questions utilizing Chatbox. And we're already here, our last tip for the day. So incentivize your customers with loyalty programs. So building a really strong bond with your customers goes far beyond the first sale. It's all about keeping them engaged and coming back for more. So this connection can turn a casual shopper into a devoted customer. And a well-designed loyalty program does more than offer discounts or rewards. It just fosters an emotional connection between your brand and also your customer. Also, offering exclusive experiences through your loyalty program is just another really powerful way of creating lasting memories. So maybe consider providing access to a special event or behind the scene content or a personalized service that's very unique to your brand. So by offering more than just transactional awards, you can also elevate the customer experience, which will just create more moments that they will also cherish. And if you don't know where to start when it comes to designing a loyalty program for your customers that they will love, think about tools like Loyalty Line that can help you build a customer reward plans that will also celebrate your customers' loyalty and also help you to boost those repeat purchases. So by offering points for purchases or referrals or even social media engagement, you can just really cultivate a sense of community and belonging around your brand. I have also provided a really great example of a customer who truly excels at delivering outstanding customer experience. Our friends over at Milk Bar. If you haven't heard from them, you have to go and try their food. It is absolutely delicious, all their baked goods. But Milk Bar is famous for its creative flavor combination, but the brand is also really famous for excelling in customer experience. They've crafted a beautiful at-home unboxing experience that makes customers feel like they just visited the store. And then when it comes to programs like the rewards programs, they've just made it really simple and clear for customers to earn and redeem points. So with a straightforward system like $1 spent equals 1 point, rewards can be collected in person at a Milk Bar store through online purchases, or you can even upload a receipt after purchasing at their grocery store. So this multi-channel approach just makes it really easy and enjoyable for customers to earn rewards. Another thing that I love that they do, they also go beyond transactions by encouraging loyal customers to engage in other ways, like referring a friend or leaving a review, which also can help them to earn points. I have also included a little GIF of Milk Bar's founder that is hosting her bake club on Instagram Live. So the reason I love this example is that it's this type of online engagement that fosters just a really strong sense of community, and without having a loyalty program can also encourage repeat purchases from customers who feel deeply connected to that brand. So just another really great way of getting those loyal customers to do the repeat purchases as well too. Okay, so I know there was a ton of content that we just went over. So let's just quickly go over the final takeaways. So number one, personalize the customer experience. So every customer is unique. Use creative methods like quizzes and surveys to collect zero-party data in fun and engaging ways to boost participation. 2, leverage data to understand customer preferences. So the magic happens when you're combining that first-party data with that zero-party data, and tools like Triple Whale will just enable deep customer insights, allowing you to personalize the experience and target customers effectively. That will also help to drive higher engagements as well as conversion. Number 3, be proactive with customer support. So the best way to keep a customer for life is by anticipating their needs before they even realize them. And then lastly, our tip number 4 is incentivize your customers with loyalty programs. So keep your customers engaged and coming back for more. a really well-crafted loyalty program can just really create that strong emotional connection between your brand and also your customers. And that wraps it up on my end. So honestly, I do feel that by applying these tips with the right tools and leveraging accurate data, you'll be well on your way to creating an unforgettable customer experience and also cultivating that loyal customer base that keeps coming back. If you do have any questions about Triple Whale, or if you are interested in trying it out, feel free to reach out via my email, erinwatt@triplewhale.com, or we can talk in the chat. And just really quickly, Mia, I know that I'm already way over time, but anyone that is unsure whether or not Triple Whale is the right fit, or let's just say you might be facing some budget constraints for expanding your tech stack, please consider exploring Triple Whale's free analytics tool, Founders Dash. It will allow you to dive deep into the data without any cost, and it will also give you a taste of what Triple Whale has to offer. And you can utilize this QR code to get you signed up.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Erin. Let's leave that up a little bit longer for any folks that want to scan that little QR code. It's free. So scan it. Okay, everyone. So, Erin, before I let you go, I have a question for you. So, I'm really curious, in your opinion, what are the key features of Triple Whale that can help improve a brand's marketing performance? I know there's so many, but what are the top ones in your opinion?
I mean, it's definitely endless. I think probably some of the key ones would be like having the unified dashboard. I don't know anyone that is able to improve their marketing performance if you have a million tabs open, if you're manually inputting things into an Excel sheet. So just being able to get a really holistic view of all your key metrics in one place. And that could be everything from your sales data to your marketing performance will just make it that much easier to track, and then also optimize your campaigns and then overall improve your marketing performance. I think also I would have to say your like a cohort analysis as well too. This will just also allow you to dive deep into customer behavior over time and being able to help you to identify like trends and patterns, and which will then can also help you to improve retention LTV. And then I think another really big one too is customizable reporting. Every brand is different. Everyone has different levels of experience. And the data that matters the most to your brand might not matter to another brand. And that just could also be the size of your growth stage of the company as well too. So being able to create and share tailored reports that highlight the most critical data points for your business, I think is also huge. And then with a little bit of a twist, we also now do offer like AI powered recommendations with Mobi. So you know, if you are someone who's just starting out, or if you are even an expert and you are just looking for maybe more granular information about your data and you just don't really know where to start, like you can get actionable insights and recommendations that can help you to also fine tune your marketing strategies and boost ROI, being able to use our AI capabilities through Mobi as well too, just by asking, like, think of like ChatGPT, just like asking them a quick question and then it'll like populate that answer for you.
Yeah, it is super cool. It's literally like ChatGPT for your data. I love that feature. That's one of my favorites personally.
Oh my God, I just saw that. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Aaron. Yes, currently been manually putting in our Monday, but have it all connected sold me. Are you using Monday to put
it sounds
everything
like
in
Erin was
manually?
like, Erin was like previously using like Monday CRM to like manually connect.
I know how that feels on a project management. I've used Monday for that, and like it's a beautiful system, but when you have to manually do things, it is it's exhausting.
Or like, God forbid, I feel like we're all victim to like the Google Sheet graveyard with just like a bajillion tabs of trying to, and like, don't get me wrong, you'll have to tear Google Sheets out of my cold dead hands, but like having to use it in the scenario of tracking your marketing channels is a literal nightmare. So I empathize.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm glad that I pronounced it correctly as well too. That's good. And another big thing too, just to like, because we were talking about, you know, the Excel sheets and everything, and the manual workarounds, I think also a huge thing that Triple Whale also offers is just having real-time data. So, you know, there are a lot of systems out there, but sometimes if it's not manual, if it is automated, you're only getting the data within 24 hours, 48 hours. And anything that's delayed that much, it's no longer data, it's just information in my mind. Because
Exactly. Oh my God,
you
that was
can't,
so good.
right? Like you can't do anything with that. Our world moves so quickly. So you need the data, right there and then, so that you're able to make those improvements and those changes at that time. So that's either like the last thing I would have to say is just having the access to real-time data as well.
Definitely. Could not agree more. I love that statement that you had said where it no longer becomes data, it's just information. So such a good point.
Making a t-shirt.
Yeah, honestly, yes. Okay, everyone, before I let Erin go, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner. So, oh my God, Erin, it is your lucky day today. So, Erin Gonzalez, congratulations. You are taking home a $100 Visa gift card courtesy of Triple Whale. Congratulations. Beautiful. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the stage, Erin. We will chat soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Okay, friends, we are going to keep things rolling with our last speaker joining us on stage. And don't worry, Jennifer, I saw your question in the chat about driving loyalty for non-consumable gifts like goods like electronics. Our next speaker joining us will be the perfect person to answer that. So everyone joining me on stage, we have Freya from Loyalty Lion. Everyone, Freya is an onboarding manager at Loyalty Lion, the #1 loyalty platform for Shopify stores. With years of experience in customer success, Freya uses her deep product knowledge and expertise in time to value to ensure brands launch the most effective loyalty programs possible. So welcome to the stage, Freya. How are you?
Thank you, Mia. Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you. This is actually my first webinar for Loyalty Lion, so I'm super excited. Thanks for having me. And yeah, Jennifer, hopefully the information I go through on my slides should answer your question, but I'm very happy to circle back afterwards should you require a bit more info. But yeah,
Well, with that said, the stage is all yours, Freya. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Just while I share my screen, I'm based in London, hence the accent, if anyone was wondering. And can everyone see? I think looks like we can see. Perfect. So, to give you a bit of information about me as an onboarding manager, I work with customers after our sales team, and I use our brand's metrics and goals to build out successful programs with beautiful integrated pages or other views of the loyalty program. That's kind of my main role. And as mentioned, Loyalty Lion is a points-based rewards program. We integrate directly with Shopify, and I'm going to run you through how we help thousands of businesses increase their repeat purchases whilst rewarding their loyal customers throughout the customer journey. So let's kick off. To create an excellent customer journey and achieve repeat purchases, it's important to focus on implementing strategies that support customers to sign up to the loyalty program in the first place. So I'm going to go through some strategies you can implement right away. First, you want to make sure your loyalty program is front and center. It's not enough to just have a great program. People need to know about it and be excited enough to join it. But how do you actually create that buzz? Think on-site banners, email and SMS campaigns, and various incentives that grab attention and encourage signups. The goal is to make your program so appealing that customers can't wait to come back and make another purchase. So once your customers are in the program, the next step is to keep them engaged. But engagement shouldn't just be about completing purchases. You need to get creative. Rewarding customers for things like creating an account, signing up to your newsletter, giving you a shout out on social media, or leaving a review are really good ways of doing this. And don't forget about gathering valuable zero-party data too, like customers' birthdays, and then you can actually reward them with points for sharing that information with you. And then finally, here's a best practice tip to keep in mind. After a customer makes their first purchase, providing them with enough points for a reward really does encourage them to come back to your site. It makes it easy for them to redeem something on their second purchase, and that then builds and reinforces the habit of actually returning to your store. Now that we've discussed how to turn kind of one-time shoppers into loyal repeat buyers, let's move on to the next phase, which is keeping your new loyalty program members actively engaged with personalized messaging whilst ensuring your customer journey is seamless. To start, it's crucial to leverage segmentation and automation in your communication strategy. This means sending targeted emails or SMS updates that keep your members informed and excited. Regularly updating your customers on things like points expiring, their progress towards the next tier, or rewards they've earned, for example, is the key to making sure these messages feel personal and relevant to each customer and don't feel like those standard kind of stock messages that everyone gets. You can then take it a step further with personalized campaigns. Imagine sending a message that says, "Congratulations, you've earned enough points for a free tote bag." Personal touches like this make your customers feel valued and more connected to your brand. And again, making that customer journey feel personalized and seamless. And another tip, instead of running traditional sales, consider offering incentives like double points events. This not only drives purchases, but also keeps customers engaged with your program. It's also a good idea to encourage referrals, which I think a few of us other speakers have touched on already. It can turn your loyal customers into your best marketers. Additionally, don't forget to offer unique experiential rewards as well. Your loyalty program is the perfect platform to promote and embody your brand's values. Did you know that it's 62% of shoppers are motivated to join a loyalty program that supports causes that they actually care about? For example, you could offer a charitable reward like giving a meal to a shelter dog or supporting an initiative to plant trees. These are not only, unique loyalty program aspects that will make your program stand out amongst the rest, but these aspects will also resonate deeply with your customers. We also recommend including touch points to your loyalty program throughout the customer journey. For example, you can use targeted pop-ups on the homepage, highlight points earned on product display pages, and remind customers of their progress wherever possible. This keeps the program top of mind and encourages continuous engagement. And then finally, for this side, for long-term success, focus on increasing the lifetime value of your loyal insiders. With consistent engagement, personalized rewards, and meaningful connections, you'll see your loyalty program members becoming some of your most valuable customers. Now, let's talk the long-term game of increasing the lifetime value of your loyal insiders. Here's something powerful. Loyalty program members are 6 times more likely to make a second purchase and 12 times more likely to return after that second purchase. And that's a huge opportunity for your brand. Our data shows that the top 20% of customers drive over 50% of total revenue for most brands. These VIPs are your most valuable asset, so it's crucial to treat them extra special. So how can you do that? The main way to do that is actually by implementing loyalty tiers. The key to a successful loyalty program is creating an aspirational element. You want to motivate your members to return regularly by offering them the chance to unlock exclusive additional benefits and set their sights on specific goals. Loyalty tiers are the perfect tool to do this, allowing you to offer bigger and better rewards, both financial and experiential, as your customers become more valuable to you. But it's not just about the rewards. To truly maximize the lifetime value of your customers, you need to ensure that every step of their journey with your brand is exceptional. This means providing a seamless, personalized experience from their first interaction all the way through to post-purchase. So whether it's through easy navigation on your site, timely and relevant communications, or offering helpful customer support, every touch point should reinforce their decision to stay loyal to you. For instance, when a customer moves up to a new tier, send them a personalized tier upgrade email. Let them know about the new perks they now have access to just for being part of that tier. This not only keeps them engaged, but also makes them feel valued, enhancing their overall journey with your brand. And finally, consider offering your top tier members, let's say your gold tier, exclusive benefits like early access to new products, free or discounted shipping, an annual birthday gift, or access to experiential rewards, like events, for example. You could even include product sampling or brand swag, anything to sweeten that deal. These are unique ways to engage and build lasting relationships, especially around peak shopping times like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But what does this all actually look like in practice? We're going to dive into a real world example now with a case study from one of our customers, Astrid and Miu, who are a jewelry brand. Astrid and Miu had a clear goal to drive more program signups and reward members at the right time to incentivize future purchases. Ultimately, they wanted to improve repeat purchase rates by fostering more loyal behaviors among their customer base. They introduced 4 new loyalty tiers packed with exciting perks, including both transactional and experiential rewards. They also launched a unique jewelry recycling program where members could earn 1,000 points for recycling old jewelry, no matter the brand of that old jewelry. It didn't just have to be Astrid and Miu jewelry. Additionally, they utilized the Refer a Friend feature to encourage existing members to bring new customers into the fold. And what were the results? Well, within just 9 months, they saw over 50,000 new member signups. Redeeming loyalty program members now purchase 220% more than the non-members and are 6 times more likely to make a repeat purchase. Overall, their program drove a 40% increase in total revenue as a result of these changes, which is awesome. I think we have an Astrid and Miu case study on our website if you do want to read into that further. We also have plenty of other case studies on our website too. But this case study in particular shows how a well-executed loyalty program with a smooth customer experience can not only reward your customers, but also significantly drive repeat purchases and revenue growth. By creating a program that truly resonates with your audience and that they can identify with, you can see substantial measurable results. And I think, that's it from me. We've covered a lot today in my very short presentation, from turning one-time customers into loyal repeat buyers to keeping them engaged with personalized messaging, and then maximizing their lifetime value through strategic loyalty programs. I hope that the insights that I've shared today have sparked some ideas for how you can elevate your own loyalty programs. But the main takeaway is that we want to create a seamless and rewarding customer journey where every interaction makes your customers feel valued and, excited to return to your store.
Incredible, Freya. Thank you so much for walking us through that. So many amazing insights. And before I let you go, I have a few questions for you myself. So the first question that I thought of was, as consumers, we are being targeted with a variety of different messaging, right? There's SMS, there's email campaigns, etc. So my question for you is there, any sort of risk of bombarding your customers with too many loyalty messages?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The advice I often give to brands that I'm working with in the first instance who are maybe creating a loyalty program for the first time is the short answer is no. But the answer to the question, is there a risk of bombarding your customers with too much communication in general, is yes. So if you are implementing a loyalty program for the first time, we don't recommend just creating a load of separate loyalty focused communications. We recommend really tying loyalty into a lot of those existing communications. For example, a really good way to promote and encourage referrals is by when you launch your loyalty program, depending on which email marketing service you use, you can actually embed a customer's unique referral URL into any and all your emails. So whichever communications you're sending out, it's really easy for the customer to grab and, send it over to a friend. So No, you can't send too much stuff about loyalty, but it's a really good idea to, the best way to make it seamless is by integrating the program into a part of your brand. You don't want it to feel like an add-on where you're just sending over like 7 new emails on top of everything else you're sending out.
Right, exactly. Okay, cool. And then my next question for you, since we're talking about the customer journey, at what point in the customer journey have you found that a shopper is most likely to actually join a brand's loyalty program?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think thinking about customers in two kind of segments, you have new customers who've never shopped with you before, and then you have your existing customers. Whenever you do launch your program for the first time, both those customers are going to be affected. For new customers who've never shopped with you before, if your program is live, it should actually be before they've completed a purchase, because we really recommend utilizing all of the pre-purchase rules we have available, like awarding points for creating an account in the first place, which is actually what constitutes the enrollment for the program, following you on social media, and subscribing to the newsletter. So we often recommend awarding an amount of points for all those activities that are usually done before a purchase ever happens, to make sure that total is really close to a reward, but not quite. So then that customer is even more incentivized to complete that first purchase. On the other hand, if we're talking about existing customers, post-purchase is probably like the height of their attention, especially when you have your a strong referral strategy. So not only does the referred friend get a nice offer, get a nice little discount out of it, but you as the existing customer get points, which again, we usually recommend awarding an amount of points that's equal to an existing reward to encourage a repeat purchase out of that referrer. And then you can also set up, again, depending on third parties that you're using, you can set up rules that award points for leaving reviews too. And that's a really good way to capture those existing customers' attention as well.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, those are really great points, because I've definitely experienced that myself as a consumer, where I made a purchase, didn't really know if they, had any sort of point system or loyalty or anything. And then I get an email saying, oh, here's a $10 reward. I'm like, oh, thank you. Don't mind if I do. And I will definitely make another purchase.
Yeah, exactly. Tying everything to the rewards is how we create that kind of purchase reward purchase cycle, which is just as effective for the existing and new customers. So yeah.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Well, before I let you go, Freya, we're going to go ahead and choose this giveaway winner for a $75 gift card for any Loyalty Lion brand. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll on through. And our winner today is Jennifer Dumkowski. Congratulations, Jennifer. You are taking home that $75 gift card courtesy of Freya at Loyalty Lion.
Congrats.
Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you so much, Freya. We will chat soon.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Well, we are now at the end of our presentation today. Before I let you go, I just want to let y'all know about an upcoming webinar. If you enjoyed today's session, don't worry, we have webinars all the time. There's going to be more amazing speakers, more amazing giveaway items. So if you didn't take home a giveaway item today, have no fear. There are more opportunities to get some amazing prizes. The next webinar that we have coming up is 5 Shopify Plus tools you need to unlock Black Friday, Cyber Monday success. So go ahead and scan that little QR code and secure your spot for our next webinar so that you don't miss it and that you get to take home some more amazing giveaway items and some more amazing knowledge notes. So with that said, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been such a pleasure being your host, and I will see you on the next whale watching episode. Bye, everyone.